It's time for Side Scrollers on ScrewAttack.com with me, Stuttering Craig.
Hey, Mr. Donut Head Man, who's trying to kill you? I don't know, but you better not.
And Daily Destin.
This town needs an enema.
And this week's special guest, someone who we don't have an intro for.
Wow. You're amazing, dude.
Thanks.
And now, broadcasting from the World Screw Attack headquarters in Dallas, Texas, it's the Side Scrollers. Welcome out to Side Scrollers on ScrewAttack.com. What's going on? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Daily Destin.
Joining us this week, nobody. It's Craig and Destin going at it big time. It's going to be a fun week nonetheless, as we are crazy busy back from PAX. And there's going to be so many PAX videos on the way that it's retarded.
Yeah.
Including some crazy exclusive NBA Jam details.
Oh, cool.
Which we got some exclusives. So be looking for that Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. That's when you're looking for that. Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. If you're a fan of NBA Jam, it's a 5-minute interview. There's a ton of good stuff in it, including some secret characters that he tells me about. And how to get the secret characters, and also some information on the Wii that I didn't know.
Well, I'm going to have to watch that before everybody else gets a chance to, because I'm intrigued.
That's right. It's really, really good stuff. So PAX is over and done. You can expect a full PAX blowout on Thursday and Friday. Tons of videos from PAX, interviews, first impressions, thoughts on games, things like that, all starting tomorrow and Friday. Before we resume our regularly scheduled program on Saturday with the Clip of the Week. All right. So, man, oh man, I'm tired.
Yeah, I hope you get rested up for next week.
Traveling a lot. Yes, because next week I board a plane and I make my way to Tokyo. I'm going with the director of Awesome, Angel, on our way out to Tokyo for TGS. I've been getting a lot of emails, from G1s going, I heard you're going to be in Tokyo. You want to grab a drink or something? Unfortunately, not in a situation where I can just hang out with everybody. So if we see each other at TGS, it's kind of where it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, hey, TGS, and
kind of got to do that whole work thing while you're there.
Yeah, it's people don't understand. Like during PAX, we'll get up at 8 or 9, go down to the show floor. It opens at 10. Be on the show floor all day, and then be up till 3 in the morning editing so we can get our videos done. You know, so it's like.
Same with E3 and stuff, too. So it's come over to the party. Yeah, that means I don't get to sleep.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. It's a lot of hard work, and hopefully you guys recognize that. Events are fun, but very tiring. And I got another one that takes up an entire week next week. So I've been learning about Tokyo over the last, from people who traveled there and learning little things and cultural things. I'm not as intimidated as I was a week ago, I guess, but at the same time, I think the most intimidating thing is that I'm going to be on a plane for 14 hours.
Yeah.
It's
not, what are you flying, Delta?
No, I'm flying, I think, American.
Oh, well, when I flew overseas, they had TVs in the back of all the seats because it was one of the bigger planes. Yeah. So it was just like you just watch movies and slept.
Yeah, I'm flying a 777, but I don't like being stagnant for 14 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Are there power chargers,
actually, mine actually had an outlet underneath my seat.
See, that's good. I need that. I need outlets. I need chargers and stuff.
You might want to get an adapter for your laptop.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'll definitely get all that stuff. But anyways, that's next week, and you can expect all sorts of, they'll just be random videos uploaded to the site. They probably won't hit the rotator, so you got to make sure you keep checking below the rotator.
And follow Craig on Facebook and Twitter and stuff.
Yes, for sure.
Screw Attack on Twitter, Craig on Facebook.
Yeah. For sure. Just search Stuttering Craig on Facebook. I have over 4,000 friends now, which is nice.
A bunch.
Yeah, it's good. I feel a close kinship to all my Facebook buddies.
Yeah.
Anyways, the show this week is going to be a little different. As you know, there's 2 of us. We're going to have our foreign questions. We're going to skip the news desk this week because we have a ton of stuff going on. We're prepping for Tokyo. We are shooting a pilot for a new show, which I can't talk about yet. But the middle segment today is going to be a VGR, an audio VGR of Metroid Other M. Now, this was going to be a video, but we figured it would be a good opportunity to talk about this because I have opinions on the game. Destin has opinions on the game, and I'm just interested to see how we both think about this. So that you can expect that later on. But right now, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment. It's time for everybody in the freaking world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
All the day's news from this past week. It's time for Hard News.
Ready?
All right, well, since you're ready, what do you got?
All right, so a free Borderlands patch, for those of you still playing Borderlands, will be bumping characters up to a level cap of 69 this October. And
Great.
it's free. It's free. So that's going to be kind of cool. You're going to get this also. Claptrap's new Robot Revolution is coming out, but that's where, like, I guess you fight this army of Claptraps, which people really love Borderlands, so I'm sure they're pretty excited about this stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Claptraps, the guys from Donkey Kong Country, the little
No,
crocodiles.
the robots.
Yeah, I know, I'm just playing.
Were they called Claptraps
Yes,
also?
they were the
Were they?
little green crocodiles that are on the ground. They go.
Oh, I
Claptraps.
didn't know they were Claptraps.
Yes. Copyright. What's up? No,
Yeah.
actually, Randy Pritchard. Is his name Pritchard? Randy
Pitchford.
Randy
Yeah.
Pitchford, the president of Gearbox, when we went to go see Duke Nukem Forever at PAX, which was obviously the big news. He made a big deal out of the.
Duke Nukem Forever was there?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about this yet.
He made a big deal about the DLC for Borderlands also.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah. So it was. I don't know. Speaking of PAX, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Speaking Duke Nukem Forever.
It
yeah.
sounds like you guys may have had fun at PAX. I don't know.
It was a good time. We got a lot done. We saw. I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody. I think it was Brian. We walked into the show floor a little early, so before like the general public. We got like 5 minutes early, and we were walking around and I looked over and I saw Mortal Kombat. So I was like, sweet, you can play Mortal Kombat. As we're walking over there, we see like right next to us the Duke Nukem Forever booth, and we look over and I just kind of like give it this eye where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what?
Is this a joke?
Well, I saw it and it registered with me what it was.
Duke Nukem Forever, okay.
Yeah.
And then the event starts and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, that's almost exactly how it went. Where I
Yeah.
was like, we got done playing Mortal Kombat and we're like, wait, that's Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Because the initial thought was, why would we not have known about it? You know? So it was right in the center of the showroom floor. So those who were in line to get into the showroom floor
Yeah.
couldn't see it from where they were standing. So there was no, people just walked in and were like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people are like, oh my God, Gearbox wins. And like they had the same reaction you guys did. It's just like, oh, Duke Nukem Forever. Hold on, Duke Nukem Forever.
yeah.
You know?
It was
Yeah.
a nice surprise for
So,
sure. It was
yeah.
pretty cool.
And like nobody saw that coming, I don't
No.
think.
No,
You know,
not at
I
all.
wouldn't have predicted it. So
Well, it's one of those things where, at SGC, we talked to a couple guys from Gearbox, and they're like, we're working on some things, can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I got this, like, weird hunch that something was going on, like, and I think I actually said to them, Duke Nukem Forever. I was like, Duke Nukem Forever? Like, in a joking way, and they're
Yeah.
like, haha, no, and... yeah,
No.
exactly. It's one
Yeah.
of those things. So, anyways, back to your story.
well, that was the whole story actually. So
Gearbox, go.
yeah. Square Enix is working on a new AAA title. A new AAA title that isn't Final Fantasy.
No, okay, sure.
So yeah.
Nice. Haven't they tried a couple of AAA titles in the last...
I don't think they've done
years?
anything new. The keyword there, new. We're making something different, that we haven't. So they just merged with Eidos, didn't they?
Square Enix did?
Yeah, Square Enix and Eidos are one company now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because at their booth they had Kanan Lynch and Deus Ex.
Really?
Yeah, Human
I had no
Revolution.
idea. That's crazy to hear. I wonder how much that was for and all that. fun
Yeah,
stuff.
probably a ton. That's old news though.
Okay,
That's from
well,
a while
I'm
ago.
dumb.
Yeah. So anyway, first time Japanese-American joint development observation on our experience, taking direction from both countries. So they're trying to make an Eastern title, mixing Western and Eastern.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in that. I don't know. The whole, I'm kind of done with Square Enix. I've never really been a big fan of them. Just 'cause I'm not a fan of the RPG thing in Final Fantasy. And I know people are hardcore when it comes to that. But I've just never been a fan of how Nazi they are about their games. And when you go to these events, and I understand that I'm a very small percentage, like nobody who listens to our show understands this, because when you go to like E3 and stuff, they're like, you cannot shoot the screen, no, you cannot, and they get all like upset about everything.
Yeah.
And they're like crazy Nazis when it comes to that. And they'll call you, they'll run up to you and they'll put their hand over your camera and such. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty absurd. So
That's nuts.
yeah. Anyways, so that's what's kind of turned me in. I understand that I don't have the same point of view as a lot of people, but anyways, okay. What else?
Last one. Korea might ban Steam, the PC application.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
The ratings board of South Korea is cracking down on the distribution of unrated video games. So Steam is a good service that does that, you know. So they're looking at just getting rid of it. You know, Steam is responsible for getting a lot of homebrew games out there.
Sure.
And those are sometimes unrated. So apparently Korea hates that.
Korea doesn't like things they can't control.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
they're looking for. That's I would say that's interesting, but I would expect that almost. As a matter of fact, I was more surprised that Steam was in Korea than I was that they were
Yeah.
stopping it. So
Well, you can get software anywhere, really. You know, it's not like limited or something.
yeah, but the internet.
So.
Now maybe I'm dumb here, but in some countries, isn't the internet like regulated and controlled?
Yeah.
Like to the point to where you can only get certain things on the internet.
certain websites?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but there's always ways around that stuff.
Well, for those who really know about it, sure, but
Well, yeah, but like
for the general
you went to high
public-
school, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like at high school, one dude figures out how to do it. Everybody knows how to do it.
but not in like
You know.
not in like countries like that. I mean, I imagine there's some,
But not in Korea.
Yeah.
They don't have social interaction
all
like
they
that.
do is fight kung fu and shit. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, they do. I don't know. I that's interesting, but I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not. So.
I'm kind of surprised that they're cracking down on Steam.
Well,
They're
there
like
are
cracking down on AIM, AOL Instant Messenger. Or
sure.
something.
Well, I bet they don't have AOL Instant Messenger in Korea.
Okay.
Well, you would think that, right? America Online, Korea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
so.
right. Okay. All right. There's our news for this week. Hopefully, that was
Sorry.
Korea. Ugh. All right. So let's get into a little Metroid Other M talk. Now, we'll talk about this shortly, but I know a lot of people are really anxious to hear what we have to say because Screw Attack, our namesake, came from the series. What do we think? Find out in 30 seconds after a generic promo.
Unscripted promos. So, Craig, I don't know if you've heard about this, but this Twitter thing, it's kind of a big deal.
Social networking's kind of huge right now. Twitter.
Slightly. You know, it's a great way to follow Screw Attack.
That's right. We have all sorts of secret things that don't happen on our website that happen on there. Like when I showed my dog off.
Tucker, right?
Tucker the Screw Dog.
We have a Screw Dog now.
Twitter.com/screwattack. Isn't that easy?
Very.
That's right. So people should follow us.
Cool. Do it.
Okay. So, you hear the music, little Metroid going on. Metroid series, some would consider right below Mario and Zelda in the Nintendo
Or at least on
franchise.
par.
Yeah,
You know?
somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that the games aren't produced nearly as frequently as Mario games or Zelda games, so it's kind of hard to...
Actually, I'd say Zelda and Metroid are similar, but Mario, yeah, it's constant. Constantly
there's a
released.
lot of there's a lot of I guess Link had a lot more growth during the Game Boy and GameCube days because well, I guess there's three Metroid titles.
Yeah, we have
But-
seen. We saw Spirit Tracks with the train.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
but anyways, so the Metroid series is a series obviously we're very fond of here at Screw Attack. Now, you admittedly hadn't played a lot of the Metroid games. Then you went back, played them in the last few years.
Yeah, since I've started at Screw Attack, I played through the first one remade on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I played through Prime 1 prior to working at Screw Attack. I still haven't beat it. I played half of Super Metroid, but I haven't finished any of those. The only one I finished was that original remake, and I played a few of the other ones.
And you were totally down to them. You like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Super Metroid to me is one of the best games ever made. And when Other M was announced that it was going to be directly after Super Metroid, that got me going crazy. I was like, holy shit. Now, because I did not play any of the Prime games. I couldn't wrap my hands around this whole Samus is now looking through a visor thing.
Yeah, I played Prime 1 and 3. I skipped 2.
I know a lot about them. I just have never played them. I watch people play them. I just haven't. I don't know the maps. I don't know where I'm going in it.
Yeah.
So I was never drawn to those games. But when this was announced, I was like, wow, this is really cool because I know the storyline. I know where this is happening, all this stuff. So
I was extremely excited too because Team Ninja's doing it. They got this new perspective. They got like mini fatalities, almost like a little bit of God of War in there. A lot of cool stuff.
all right, so let's get into this now. this game takes place directly after Super Metroid. Samus goes off into this other space station where she finds her old commanding officer and a platoon.
Yeah.
Right. We don't want to give away too much, but long story short, you won't. This is not giving away anything. Samus went rogue on that platoon, became a bounty hunter, and I guess the old guy kind of has some hard feelings for her, or didn't really. Quite
Well, no,
understand.
Adam's like her father figure in her life.
Was
So.
was at a time, and then she went rogue, and then Adam being
Well, he still is.
Adam being the
you know,
commanding officer of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So she meets up with him, and the one thing that you continuously hear about this game is that there's a ton of monologuing by Samus. Now, this is a big deal
and
because
here's how it's delivered. I'm Samus. I remember when I fought the Metroid.
Yes.
And that's how she delivers all her lines. And people are like, oh, the voice actress did great. No, she fucking didn't.
Well,
she didn't fucking do great. She spoke monotone through all that bullshit.
this was a very controversial thing because Samus has never had a voice. It's like we had received this foreign question a couple months ago or whatever.
Yeah.
What if Link got a voice? Well, this is what if Samus got a voice.
Yeah.
And Samus getting a voice, some people like it, some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of the set that says I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because she's so monotone. She sounds depressed.
She's emotionless.
Well, she's emotionless while still being emotional, like overly emotional.
Yeah.
She has this connection with Adam. Adam being the like we talked about the
Adam,
commanding
who's
officer.
also very monotone. Samus, I don't want you to use your powers. You might endanger my people. You know, like, come on, put some fucking character into your voice acting.
Yeah, and one of the things that you always heard was Samus was this badass. Samus always had this perception about her. She was this badass,
Yeah,
like I'm gonna
tough
kick
chick.
the shit out of
Yeah.
you know. And if there's something in my way, I'm gonna shoot it and whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that was totally stripped away this game. And
Even in the gameplay, it's a little confusing, you know, because like in the game you'll grab a dude and like put him in a headlock and blow his face off.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the cutscene. I was thinking about the baby, and it reminded me when I got this distress signal. All in this monotone,
yeah.
sad, not strong female lead role voice.
It's like a roller coaster, really. It's like you said, you go into this action sequence and you're like, "Whoa, this is fucking great!" And then it goes into a cutscene and she's like, "I see this animal and I think about the softness of it," you know, whatever. You know, it says like random stuff that
It was infuriating to me, you know, because I've always pictured her as a stronger female lead, like the chick from Terminator 2, Silence of the Lambs, Clarice Starling, you know, another great female lead, Ripley from Aliens, you know, all great female leads that they could have taken inspiration from. Instead, they give us this monotone, emotionless. This is not Samus.
That's not who I thought was Samus
No.
would be. Yeah, And
Nobody.
I actually think it
know.
degrades the character a little bit,
Yeah.
which is kind of upsetting to me. Now,
This is a designer or a writer's perception of how he sees women coming out in his writing. That's what I think.
I wouldn't go that far. I think that's digging a little deep, but I think that
One person wrote this.
yeah, of course.
And his perception of this bounty hunter is a submissive chick to the point where she won't activate her various suit. She won't use independent thought.
Yeah.
I'm in a lava level. I won't activate my various suit. I would rather die than do it because Adam didn't say so. And they did this through poor writing. Had they adjusted the writing and just said like, okay, if her commanding officer did like an Omni tool sort of thing and made it so her suit couldn't use her powers, that would have been acceptable to me. But her just saying, I am so mentally inept at making my own rational decisions that I will not use a life-saving power is pathetic and poor writing.
Now, keep in mind, the guy wrote it. Whoever wrote it, they wrote it with direction from probably Nintendo. And Nintendo wouldn't have approved it if they didn't think that it was just fine. You know. Now, I played the game for 2 hours, and I'm of the mindset that if you can play if you play a game for 30 minutes, you should have a good grasp of what's going on in this thing. Now, I played it for 2 hours. I have not beat the game. You have beat the game, so I haven't gotten to the point to where she's in a fire and she won't use her Vera suit. But
Okay, so I had watched the review before playing the game, and I knew this part with the various suit not being able to use it was coming, right? Like you go to a lava level, you can't use your various suit. That's not that uncommon, you know. For Metroid games, you get your power later, but it really pissed me off because like you go through the whole fucking level, you get to the boss fight, and then Adam authorizes the use of your various suit to kick this boss's ass.
yeah, I do think that I saw a review, X-Play's review of Morgan Webb. She did this voiceover, and she pretty much railed on the game.
It wasn't Morgan Webb. Abby Heppy over at G4 wrote that. Morgan Webb just read off a teleprompter.
Okay, well, whoever wrote it, you know, they obviously had very strong feelings about it, right? So she was like, rah, 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 and bitching about it. And when I first heard that, I was like, man, it sounds like this is just some woman who's like, they're really...
That's what I thought, too.
And then I played the game and was like, okay, I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think that... I think that the story, which I'm not a huge story guy in games, but I do think that because I'm not a huge story guy in the games, you know, all I've known is Samus beating the shit out of stuff. And when they added this story, this in-depth, you know, hey, I'm submissive to this guy, I'm going to listen to what he has to say, I think it does downgrade her. Now, let's actually talk about the gameplay here.
Okay.
The gameplay.
But there's one more thing I want to talk about. This is a little bit of a spoiler, so maybe fast forward in 30 seconds. Okay? Craig, I apologize. Here we go.
You.
There's this one scene where you encounter Ripley.
Try not to give it away.
You encounter Ripley. You encounter him in every fucking Metroid
Everybody
game, you know?
knows that.
So it's not that big of a spoiler.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Now, in the timeline, this is like the 6th time she's encountered Ridley, right? Because you got Prime 1, 2, 3, Super Metroid, those were all before this game. And you fight different forms of Ridley in every one of those games. So in this one, when she encounters him, what happens? She starts crying.
Are you serious?
She has a flashback as a little girl, and she's going like crying like a little girl, right? Ripley grabs her, and then it's her as an adult again, and you can hear a character going, "No, Ridley, I can't believe it," and she's fucking losing it.
Oh my god.
She's kicked his ass 12 fucking times, and she's crying. No, fuck that. This chick has killed this guy 6 times. Killed him 6 times. She's not gonna fucking cry. She's gonna take his tail, shove it down his fucking throat, and rip it out of his body.
Wow, I didn't know that, and I actually... Wow. Okay.
That's the part that like set me off. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
All right, let's get into gameplay now.
Okay.
Now, we obviously are not fans of this cutscene thing, the story.
No.
I think it's pretty obvious, but the gameplay itself...
Works.
Okay, do tell. Go into depth.
I like the gameplay. There's a lot of good about gameplay. The mini like fatalities that you can do, those are really cool.
See, I'm not a fan of those because
really?
Because you
don't have to do them though.
Well, you jump on them. You jump on the guys and you shoot their heads out.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be. And then sometimes you have to do 2 or 3 of them on a certain enemy.
Yeah.
It seems kind of tacked on, and it's like, hey, look at this cool cutscene I can go into real quick.
See, I don't think it's tacked on. I think it's a nice addition that's optional. You don't have to do those. You could just missile them to death.
Yeah, you could, but when it comes to the missiles, you can only shoot missiles when you're stationary, shooting out of your visor, and that's one of the big drawbacks in the game.
Let's just start on the third-person mode,
okay,
and like go into the other mode because I have problems with every mode of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like there's little nitpicks.
Okay, third person, you cannot move laterally, move around. You can only look around in your visor. Now, this could have easily been averted if they would have gone with the nunchuck route. If you would have played the game with a nunchuck, they obviously went into this game saying, okay, we want to play this on an old school 2D style. NES style controller. They went into that mindset and they did not want to go away from it. And while a lot of people were really excited about it, I was a little concerned from that. In that, how are you going to do all your moves? Because Samus has grown more. She's grown since Metroid 1, was the last time you played with that 2-button setup. And one of my concerns was the third person. How are you supposed to move? Or how are you supposed to look around? And you look around just fine. You can't move at all. So you're getting attacked, you have to shoot things, and then you have to turn your controller sideways, then move, and then face your Wiimote towards the screen, then shoot missiles again.
See, I really didn't have that much of a problem with it. I kind of liked it, actually. I found it was a slight nuisance, but not nearly as much as some people have made it out to be.
I agree. I agree.
Like, that's a really minor complaint. I didn't mind it. It was kind of a cool way to go into first person and also keep the third person action going at the same time.
It is flawless in transition. Like, it works perfectly in transition.
You do kind of get that 1 second of, okay, where am I looking? Okay, kill it.
Yeah, and there are points where if you're a controller, if Samus is looking towards the screen and then you go in and you rotate 300 or 180 degrees, looking the opposite way.
Yeah.
And then you come back to third-person mode, she'll be facing the way she was originally.
Yeah.
So that kind of throws
A
you
little
off.
disconcerting, but to me those are minor, but they are kind of complaints.
Yeah.
Did you like overall just your overall feeling of the actual gameplay when you're actually playing? How do you feel it was? You think it was okay? Or?
I thought it was the auto aim kills me. The auto aim
Oh, yeah.
kills me. Just that you can just run around and just hit your B button and shoot things. One of the small things that I know they added for action was the ability to dodge things when it's coming at you. You know.
Yeah.
And I found myself dodging things when I didn't even want to dodge things.
You know what I would do when I had to do those dodge sequences? I just tap the D-pad like repeatedly, so I'd be kind of doing this shimmy across the screen, and she'd dodge everything.
Yeah.
And it would charge up my thing, so I just kill everybody, you know. But I keep doing this little shuffle in the game to dodge everything, as opposed to using it better.
One of the things, speaking specifically of, I guess this isn't so much gameplay, but it's more so just how the game goes. When I think Metroid, I think of a big, open environment.
Exploration
Indeed, exactly. And I know there are things that I missed going through and that I'll have to backtrack to get. But I feel this
Like
game is
energy tanks.
Yes, I feel like this game is extremely linear. Way more linear than any other Metroid game I've played, besides for Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. That was a pretty linear game. This is a very linear game.
I agree 100%. There were points where I thought I was exploring, and I'm like, oh, I better go check out what that room was, upstairs. So I go all the way back, and I go up, and it turns out the door's locked, and I was supposed to be going that way to unlock the door.
Yeah, doors are locked for a reason. You can't go into this way. It forces you to go this way.
Yeah.
Then you have to backtrack to go back through the door. And
So I thought, okay, later maybe they'll open up exploration. Nope. It's pretty much you need to go here.
Yeah.
And it gives you an arrow the whole time. The only exploration is finding missile tanks, but missiles are so useless, or not useless, but like it's not like you're ever worried about
They're not
running
valued.
out. Yeah,
they're not
you're
valued.
never worried about running out because you just hold the Wiimote up and you recharge.
It's called concentration mode, and this is something
Yeah,
that
they even call
that
it concentration
Nintendo
mode.
doesn't even. They didn't promote this at all. It just kind of was okay. Here's this thing that you do, and this to me is the equivalent of Mario Galaxy playing itself, Super Mario Wii playing itself. It's the exact same type of thing. I mean, yeah, there are points where there's something coming at you and you got to charge fast enough, but I mean, what happened? You not only does it recharge your missiles, it recharges your life.
Like if you're down to 10 health and you're beeping, you just hold it straight up. She concentrates and she gets 2 tanks back.
takes about 4 seconds, 3-4 seconds for
Now later in boss fights and stuff, you will die a few times because of that. You got to figure out the boss's pattern, so it won't always save you. But I would rather kill people and get some more life, as
Agreed.
opposed to doing this concentration thing.
Yeah, that's they took away the energy balls, took away the ability to get missiles and such. I would have preferred to play it as a traditional, like in God of War, how you kill things and you gain the blue orbs. Or
Certain
whatever.
guys give you green orbs or blue ones for magic.
In this case, energy, missiles, whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily have to come to you like they do in God of War. You just or get near it. I mean, you just have to go pick it up.
It makes it so by the end of the game, when you have the screw attack, you don't give a shit about killing anything. You just jump over it or you run past it. You're just like, why am I going to fight this thing? I have no incentive to fight all these annoyances in my way.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
So.
I agree. Now let's move on real quick to the music. And
there were some great throwbacks.
Okay.
In a few moments.
I've been playing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I've gotten nothing.
You met Adam, right?
Yeah.
Right before Adam, they throw in the old school Metroid theme.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So.
But actually playing the game, I've gotten like nothing. I just feel.
Oh really?
I'm just getting like sound effects. So when does this music start? Because I am not getting anything right now. I'm still in the first big atrium, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where is this happening? And there is some music when you fight a boss or whatever. But other than that, I feel like I'm just walking around in Jurassic Park, with pretty much no music.
Because you're still in the forest area?
Yeah.
There's a few moments where you hear the music and you're like, oh, I remember that from Super Metroid and stuff like that. So it is in there, but you just got to kind of be listening for it.
See, but music was such a big part. It's been a big part of pretty much every traditional like 2D, Metroid where you actually see Samus playing. And for it not to be a big part of this game, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's there, and I think they just did it more sparse.
It's
throughout.
ambient.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else? What else is there?
Replayability, none. I beat the game in 8.5 hours, and Jared beat it in 8 hours.
Yeah.
When you beat it, though, you do unlock some artwork that you will never want to look at again because it's just like a picture of Samus, just kind of standard fare. But you do unlock a 2-hour-long movie.
Really?
Yeah, of the entire game. So
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking about this for a while, literally like 15 minutes now. So
Okay.
let's get on to our verdict here and what we actually think of if the G1 should go out and buy this or not. And I understand this is not a traditional VGR. So buy, rent, F it. What do you think?
Rent it. I beat it in 8.5 hours, and I have no desire to go back and play it again. It's just not. You're not getting enough value for your cash, and what they did to Samus, fuck you, whoever did that, because you were a lazy writer. You could have did so many things to make it a better experience. Make the commanding officer lock out her armor. Don't just make her be subservient to his demands. That's fucking stupid.
All right. Obviously, like I said, the Metroid series, huge part of my life, and I was really excited about this game. After playing this for 2 hours, I don't have much desire to keep playing it. It's not a game that draws me back in that I want to go home and play, which, I left for PAX, and generally when I'm away for something for a while, I can't wait to get back to it.
Play that game, yeah.
I don't really care to play this game, and that pains me to say, This is at best a rent if you're a fan of the series, but just based off what they've done to Samus, F it.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I wish I could argue with you, but yeah.
Yeah, it sucks bad. So
I don't think it's a horrible game. The gameplay stuff I liked, but just the story that's driving you on, what the fuck?
I don't know. I was concerned when Team Ninja got the ball, and my concerns were warranted. So that's all.
Maybe next time, focus test your story
with us.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a little, well, not little, long VGR of Metroid Other M. What do you think? Put your comments in the in the comment area, and let us know what you guys think. I'm sure that some love it. I'm sure some hate it, but that's just how we think. So, all right, moving on. Like I said, we're skipping the news desk this week. We're moving straight on to foreign questions. So, happy time coming up in 21 and a half seconds.
Unscripted promos.
Colonel Corey, the new Metal Gear Ben DVD is out.
And?
You need to tell people to go buy it.
If you don't buy the new Metal Gear Ben DVD, I swear to God, I will cut your Xbox Live and kill your puppy. And feed it to you.
That's all that needs to be said. Okay, foreign questions. Lots to do today, so we're flying through them. Foreign questions, what do we got? Coming from Tremendous Tom. He wants to know, if you had the opportunity to put two characters of your choice in an arena where they would battle to the death, who would you pick and why? Well, Tremendous Tom, that's a great question.
Funny you should ask.
I think you will find that answer out very shortly. Finney asks, if you could see a movie character fight against any video game character, who would you choose? And what do you think, and who would win of your two choices? Well, Finney, that is a great question. I think you'll see the answer to that very shortly. Broomy wants to know, this one's for Chad, if he's on this week, which he's not, but I figured this would be a great question because he's not on to defend himself.
Oh, good.
All right. I think everyone was wondered at one point or another, but I'm going to ask it, do you straighten your hair?
He does.
Now, rooming with Chad at PAX 2010, I know that Chad puts a lot of effort into straightening his hair.
Oh, really?
And that this is something that he does on a day-to-day basis, because if he doesn't, he comes out looking...
Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
He looks like Farrah Fawcett.
His hair is naturally curly, and it's extremely adorable. He looks like a hot girl. I'm just kidding.
Yep, Farrah Fawcett. I just had to verify. I had to Google image real quick.
Farrah Fawcett for sure. Yeah, Google Farrah Fawcett and you can see God rest her soul.
Yeah.
But yes, Chad does straighten his hair. All right, Super Red 93 says, have you ever thought of doing something like the PS3 launch line for charity again when something else is big is released, like the 3DS? Now,
that'd be kind of cool.
Do you remember that? You know about the launch line for charity?
Yeah, it was before I started, but I watched it.
That was one of the first things we did.
Yeah.
The launch line for charity. And here's the thing about that. PS3 was coming out, Wii was coming out within the same week, right? And
the PS3 people went apeshit. They were camping out at every store, like weeks ahead of time.
I don't know if the 3DS is.
Nothing has been announced that's going to create that kind of reaction again.
Yeah,
especially with the economy being shit. People there's not that many people that can afford this stuff.
But if another console is announced, and when it's announced, which will be still a couple of years, I think, I do think that another launch event for charity is something that we could totally do.
Nintendo did say they got something big up their sleeves for their next console, but of course they're going to say that. So
a DVD player.
Yeah, it's the future.
All right, and finally, from Zigman, he wants to know if you had your choice between having the ability to do a Hadouken or Sonic Boom, which would you choose and why?
Hadouken, it looks cooler.
Hadoukens are pretty awesome, and your ability to generate fire from your hip is a pretty cool thing. Sonic Booms are pretty awesome just because Guile does them. But I think you'll find that in an interview I did with Guile at PAX.
Oh, yeah?
I would choose...
Breaking coverage.
I would choose the Sonic Boom. And the reason I choose the Sonic Boom is the same reason that Guile chooses the Sonic Boom. It gets the ladies.
Oh,
yes. And you'll be able to learn
Sonic Boom.
You'll be able to learn a lot more about that during the exclusive our exclusive Guile interview from our PAX 2010 coverage. So
breaking coverage. Craig interviews Guile.
That's right. It's gonna be really, really good. All right. So there is Side Scrollers this week. Sorry for the abbreviated foreign questions. Real abbreviated. But hopefully you guys got a good idea of what we're thinking with Metroid Other M.
Yeah. Put your comments down there and bash us.
By all means, yeah, for sure. We want to hear what you have to say.
Make counterpoints. Argue.
Yes, we love that stuff. All right. So there is Side Scrollers for this week. Don't forget, I'm gone next week. Destin is going to be...
I'll be out for 2 days.
Yes, today
Wednesday
and tomorrow.
And Thursday.
Yes, on Hard News. So I'll be hosting that, so you get your fill of Craig on Wednesday and Thursday.
Sounds dirty.
What up? So until 2 weeks from now for me, and until next week for you guys, hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Daily Destin.
For Side Scrollers on ScrewAttack.com. Bye-bye.